Welcome to the podcast Well Alive. It's for a while that I don't come here to share with you, but I was just now working on my computer and this is something that I need to talk about. And sometimes this happens to me, this is really something that I need to talk about. And what I want to talk to you about is that when I was 20 years old, my grandfather, from the side of my father, passed away. And the story was like he was in the hospital for a week, but with some signs of recovery. And I was there every day. And what happened was that in that week, when I was there in the hospital with him and my family, of course, my aunts, my uncles, everyone was there, was really incredibly beautiful to see that we were there all together and taking care of him in different ways. Each one of us was doing something different, and I lost a lot of weight. So I can tell you that in 1 week, I lost more than 7 kilos. So that was visible. I'm not a person that, 7 kilos in me is you can see it. So the doctors said to my parents that I should be going home and rest, and because something was out of. And my parents said to me, "Hey, go home. Go." I was at that time in university. Go to your friends and stay there a night and go out and with your friends and to see how that goes. I went, and when I wake up, I have a call from not one. I had more than 10 calls, and I immediately knew that something good was not coming to me. So that was the first part of the story, and some other details that I'm going to keep it for now. The thing is that of course, after my weight was not coming back, so I was losing more and more weight. I arrived to 45 kilos, what is totally out of what is healthy. So I went to a psychiatrist and a psychologist. My parents said, okay, something here is really off, so you need to go. And I accepted. I realized that I was not okay. So I went, and after some appointments, I cannot recall now how many, I was diagnosed. The doctor gave me the diagnosis of seasonally, I don't know how to say it, depression. So depression that is coming with seasons. And they said to me and my parents at that time that was like, something that I will need to live with. At that time, I don't know, because maybe I'm stubborn like hell. I go like, what are you talking about? I can realize why I'm in this place, I was even in between. I was even rushed to the hospital because I entered my organs. I'm not going to be medical precise, but kind of my organs started to not work properly. So I was rushed to the hospital. So yeah, I was a little bit of collapsing. But at the same time, I could connect what was there. It was not like, oh, this came from nowhere, right? I was grieving really hard, and my body, that's how now I know with almost 50 that's how I operate. My system is very integrated. So I was not only emotionally grieving or mentally grieving, my body gets to that grieving, and it's part, I think, to everyone. But for some reason, my body always does that in a very clear way. So I knew what was there. And when I got this report, I go like, what are you talking about? And my parents got highly scared and worried. I think more worried. They're like, okay, what this means? She's coming back, or that means that she's always going to do this once in a while. What this means? And my parents got really, really worried. And I was like, how can a doctor say to me that I have that for life? Like, why you just throw that to me and you don't give me any type of, support or help at that time, or even ideas? How can I deal with it? I'm not even talking about overcoming it, but I'm talking about dealing with it. How can you do that? And I was a little bit mad. I remember that time that I was very mad. So I go like, no, 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 I'm not taking it. And now I realize that I do that a lot. I'm not taking that as a sentence, I'm not taking that as a life decision from you to me. That's not going to happen. So I was really focusing myself on finding, ways to observe what was going on, and also finding ways, if in any moment I'm, highly sensitive to seasons, what can I do with that? How can I, create less impact from seasons? And that's what I did. And I'm not even saying that maybe the diagnosis was not right. I'm saying that it's not okay to put that on my table without giving me anything else and leaving me alone with that. I don't think I have chronic depression, not at all. Um, I don't think that I have that. I think that I have a high sensitive system, and yes, things will impact me in ways that maybe some people don't. It's fair, but that doesn't make me, less, or even that I think about that all the time, or even that I, make that a thing for my life. So sometimes I think, like anyone, I feel like, oh, I'm a little bit, without energy. Oh, okay, what can I do to gain the energy? And I do it. I think that happens with everyone, right? I hope so. Let me know if it's not. But that's the thing, is that it's not about even if you get a diagnosis or not. It's about, if you are going to present something to someone, you need to provide them choice. And not only saying, this is you, this is what you're going to deal with. No, it's like, okay, we can see this for now, and we are going to give you some possibilities, some choices, some open doors that you can enter if you want to. So I'm not I don't know if I should be saying this because I think it's not really true. I'm not against diagnosis. Okay, I'm not against diagnosis. I am against, or I really go against when people just, this is yours. Like, what the hell is that? What the hell is that? If you are a specialist that can give me a diagnosis, most probably you could also give me some choices, some possibilities. And that's what I'm not okay with. And I'm seeing this all the time. People come to me and say, hey, I got this diagnosis. And I said, oh, okay. How you want to deal with that? And like, huh? So, yeah, what you want to do with that? Do you want to stay only with the diagnosis and that's it? Do you want to learn more about what that means? Do you want to find ways that could support you in that, if that is really a condition? You know what I mean? So a condition doesn't necessarily need to become your habit. And that's so important for us to talk about. Because yes, you have a condition and maybe you cannot go out of that condition, but what do you want to do with that condition? How do you want to use that condition? That's the question. What do you want to do with that? And then it's like, okay, if you want this, let's see if that's possible. Let's see if there's a person there to help you. Let's see if you really can do that. But not going out of the condition even, okay? Keeping the condition, because a condition is a condition. So it's not about going out of the condition. It's about how can we have this condition and still have choice. And this is what I got that I need to talk to you today about. So yeah, I hope this helps. I hope this supports you in any way. And ask for that as well. Like, I know that sometimes it's difficult because we are already in a really bad place, but you are in the right of asking for choice. You are in the right of asking to amplify your choices. Yeah? Take care of yourself.